everyone. This is Elizabeth with Scott Leroy Marketing, and welcome to Lead Generate with Command Facebook Ads 101. Today is April 18th, so if you are viewing the recording, some features may have changed. Today I am starting in Google Chrome and Incognito. So to find Incognito, you can click the three dots at the top right corner and select New Incognito Window, which is also Control-Shift-N on your keyboard. So we're using Chrome today because Chrome is optimized for Command, and we're using Incognito so that we always see the most up-to-date version of Command. And to start out, we are at agent.kw.com. And you'll enter your username, which is generally something like first initial, last name, maybe a number. Capitalization not required. Then you'll enter your password and click sign in. Today, I'm going to be using the goal advertise multiple listings. So we're going to be going over how to set up an ad for more than one listing at once. We'll also go in here at the beginning and make sure your account's connected. Let's try to reload this. Okay, my KW is good. Good to know. Okay. Well, I hope they're not running updates at this time. But yeah, it's looking like it's not loading. Let me try to get in another way. Through console.kw command or console.command.kw.com. So I will say, if you do ever see this, just simply refresh, or even this, the red large KW. Nice. Good, good, good. So it does take a moment. Hopefully now that we're in, we don't see any more glitches. We'll see as we go along. Okay, so now that we're in Command, we'll head to our name at the top right and select Settings. Here is where we're going to make sure our Facebook is connected to Command. Now this is connecting the Facebook account. That is the only way for a Facebook page to be connected to Command is through the account, through a Facebook account. Now you must be an admin for the page, amongst several other different steps. I highly recommend checking out this KW support article, Set Up for Success Before Launching a Facebook Ad Campaign. This will go through the steps prior to connecting your Facebook account to Command. First, you must have the business page already created. Second, you must have two-step verification set up. So this is opposite of DocuSign, where you need that two-step and device verification turned off. For Facebook, you need it left on. Like I mentioned, you do need to be an admin. Now, if you created the Facebook page, then you are automatically the admin. But if someone else created the page for you, you just want to make sure that you are listed as admin. Number 4, your page must be connected to Facebook Business Manager. Another reason I like this article is they have the links to take you. So if you just click this link here, it will take you to Facebook Business Manager to see if you have that account. Next, you must read and accept the Facebook lead ad terms. Again, this link will take you there. And then the last 3 steps are within Command. So this article, you want to go through steps 1 through 5. Make sure you have all of those steps good to go. Then you can connect your Facebook account. So within the settings of Command, it takes you straight to the connected applications. I posted the article link in the chat. You can also go to answers.kw.com and search for Set Up for Success. You can print out that Set Up for Success article if you'd wish, but there is no printout for this class as a whole. You can connect more than one page at a time. For example, if you are on a team. It's the Facebook account that needs to be connected. If you were able to get in outside of Incognito, no worries, you can still access Command. Some of the buttons and functionalities may be different though. So once you are on this settings page, you'll locate the Facebook post scheduling and the Facebook Ads Manager. The Ads Manager is what we'll be working with today. But while you're in here, you can go ahead and connect that post scheduling as well. Once you enter your email address or phone number and password to get that Facebook Ads Manager connected, and then select the page, you can connect the Facebook post scheduling nice and quickly as well. Now you can connect more than one page, like I previously mentioned. It all depends on how many you have created and are admins for. But you do want to fully connect that account and check off that box with the page in order to have successful ads. Of course, if you have any questions about connecting your account, you're not able to, you would like us to take care of it, you're getting an error message, what have you, feel free to contact us and we'll be happy to help. All we'll need is your command username, password, Facebook email or phone and password, and a time to send over that code to log into your Facebook. So we can certainly help out with that. Now, even though your Facebook account is connected here, so you see this is simply my Facebook account name, but when I go to manage, you'll see my full page name is listed here. So even though our Facebook account is the one that's connected, this will only publish paid ads by or on behalf of your Facebook page. No, you cannot convert a personal Facebook account to a business page. You must create the business page by your personal account. So again, even though you see your Facebook account name here, this paid ad that we will be creating will be published on behalf of the page that's connected. And yes, you must have a business page already created prior to connecting your Facebook account here to publish paid ads. Now, the paid ad, what you will see, or what any consumer will see, looks like this. It looks very similar to a regular Facebook post by others' friends or other business pages. It'll show up in others' news feeds just as they're scrolling through Facebook. And this will not show up on your business page's timeline, unlike the post scheduling, which will. So the post scheduling shows up on your business page timeline and is free, no additional cost to do that. But the paid ads that we're doing today will not show up on your page's timeline. They will show up on others' news feeds and cost money. Paid ads, it's in the name. And of course, this is how they'll show up in the news feeds. You know, you'll see the little sponsored, you'll have the image, the URL, the button, the description. All of these things can be edited, and that's what we'll go over today. Now, another note, even though we are connecting Facebook, you can also connect Twitter, Google AdWords can even do paid ads, you know, several other options here. Feel free to connect those. Very similar process, but today we're going over specifically Facebook ads. The post scheduling is the option that's free to post to your page's timeline. Now, you also will not see an integration for Instagram at this time. Instagram is not able to be connected directly to command, although you can connect your Instagram to your Facebook account so that you have that option later, and I'll show you where that option pops up. So again, if you want to do a paid ad to Instagram, you must have your Instagram connected to your Facebook to see that option later on. So once you have your Facebook account connected to command, now we'll head over to campaigns, which is the little megaphone icon in the left-hand menu. While you're still learning the names of the applets, you can click the red square with the white KW to expand the names. And again, we're heading to campaigns. Yes, we not only have a class that shows you how to create a business page, but also a tip video that goes through the step-by-step instructions. You can find both on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ScottLeroy Marketing. Once you are on the campaigns dashboard, we do recommend going to the payments first, the gray text at the top right. This is to make sure either the card that you already have inside is up to date, or that you add a payment method using this blue text at the center left to add in a payment method to be able to publish these paid ads. All of these fields are required though, so you'll want to make sure each one are accurate prior to clicking this add card. And once you add that card, you will see it here in this payment information section. And then once you have your payment added in, you can click the blue Create Campaign button. From here, again, we're working with paid ads today, also known as social ads, here in this little embedded pop-up. So that's what we'll click to select. You'll enter your campaign name. We recommend creating some sort of naming convention, as this will only be visible by you, but it's going to help differentiate this ad versus another. For example, if you wanted to do just listed, open house, just sold, an abbreviation of what type it is, and then the address, or in today's case, we're doing multiple addresses, maybe even the date, whatever convention works for you. Pay attention to the character count of that field though. For these paid ads, you are not paying for existing ads or custom ads. You're going to be creating the ad yourself. If it's a new construction, feel free to add the address to the campaign name here. This is just how you'd recognize what the ad is about. You do not have to use paid ads by any means to create a campaign and announce your new business. This is just if you would like to spend the money to create a paid ad to be shown on Facebook. And then down here, you'll see you can choose where it'll run, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Here's that Instagram option that I mentioned earlier. So these are just to generate leads for your business, depending on what your goal is. If you are a new agent, you don't necessarily have to create these paid ads that do cost money, but that is what we'll be going over today in class. You may be interested in the Marketing with KW class I had just taught last week. That'll go over the free options in campaigns, the emails, and social posts. So we got our campaign name added. Next, we'll choose your goal. Now we have already done advertise listing, attract listings, brand awareness, and attract buyers. So next on my list to do is advertise multiple listings. But if you want to create an ad for any of the previous goals, feel free to check out those classes I've taught in the past. So attract buyers was March, brand awareness was February, you know, so on and so forth. Yes, all of our classes are recorded and you can find those on our YouTube channel. Now, even though I am choosing advertise multiple listings, the general step-by-step instructions are the same for any other goal. So no matter if you walk along this example with me using advertise multiple listings, or if you choose another goal, the process will still be the same. For this example, they will not be, for example, my listings exactly, since I don't have any listings. But we do recommend they either be your listings or check with your broker or state to see if you are able to market others' listings. Each state, each area, each brokerage is different. So check with your leadership to see if that's available in your area. Next, I will check where I want my campaign to run. So I'm going to check Facebook, as that is the name of the class, but you can also choose Instagram, and that's where you would do so. And then click Create Campaign. So here's the general layout. You'll have the wizard on the left and the preview on the right. You'll see the first section already has the green check mark, which is the goal for every section. But if you want to change the campaign name or goal, you can do so here. And then you can either save or collapse that section again. Next section for this goal, for this example, is listings. So I'm going to click the blue Add Listings button. You can select up to 5 listings. You can search by property address, MLS number, or listing agent. And my first listing and search. Now, if you are seeing no records found, we do highly recommend changing the status and show to all. Then you can scroll down to hopefully find your property here. I'm not seeing it right off the bat, but that is okay. Let's try for the second property. Maybe if I include the city and state, it'll narrow it down a little bit more. Yep, there we are. So we'll select. Then we'll search for our next property. And click search. So searching takes a little bit of finesse. Nope, not seeing it there either. So I'm going to try the first one again with city and state. Not seeing it exactly, but for the purpose of multiple listings, I'll select one. And then once you have all of your listings searched for and selected, you'll click Confirm Selection. Oh, I do have to click 3, sorry. There we go. Confirm Selection. You'll see KWLS 2.0 slide back to the right, and you'll see your selected listings here. Now you will see that green check mark saying this section is done, but if you need to change listing, remove listing, or add more, you can do so. Next section, I'll click Configure to drop that down. This is where you can enter the text. Now this field is required, has a limit of 250. Can have emojis though. So feel free to enter in whatever description you would like. Oh, and I'm not typing. Oh, my screen may have froze. There we go. Now I will say, as a little hint, the emojis will be added to the end of your text by default. So if you need that moved around, you can highlight and cut and paste into wherever you would like those to be. Cut is Control X, paste is Control V to be able to paste those in anywhere besides the end. You know, feel free to enter in something like hot listings in this area, you know, most recent listed in my office, you know, whatever text you would like entered here, that will appear above the listings in the preview. Once you're done with this section, you can click Save because you'll see the green check mark ready to go. Next section is Carousel Media. So I'll click that drop down arrow to expand that section. Now, if you're using any other goal, you won't have this section. You can pause and continue to the next section. But for this goal, we'll see this section here. This is where you will want to select the image or media for each listing that you've chosen. Enter the headline, which will go right underneath the picture. So you'll see that populate there. Some people suggest doing every word capitalized here, like so. Next required field is description. You can also shuffle through the options here. And then once you see one that you would like, you can click Use Suggestion. Pay attention to the character count. You can add emojis, and you can type in whatever description you would like. You'll also choose the button label. You have Learn More, Sign Up, Contact Us, and Apply Now as your options. Next, you'll enter in your website URL. For listings, what we recommend is going to your command website, the one that ends in .kw.com, searching for this property using that search box on the home page. And then finding this property. So pretending that this is that listing in particular. Selecting that property from the results displayed so that it brings up its own listing page with all of the details, more pictures, description, details, all branded to you. So once you have this page pulled up, you can click to highlight this URL, right-click copy, and use that as the website URL. So that someone sees this one picture and this short description, they want to learn more, they can click that learn more button to learn more about the property. Now you can also select a landing page by clicking this button, choose landing page here. So that way, if you create a landing page with that listing widget and lead form widget, any information submitted to that page will go directly to your command. Yeah, you can either link your ad back to your command website or whatever landing page you choose. Next, you'll load in your logo. If you don't have one automatically loaded when the ad is created, you can click this blue text here to go to KW Connect to locate that. You can also reorganize the position of that logo and check to include your ownership statement if you need to. Then you'll head to listing number 2 and repeat. So you'll just want to go through, fill in all of the fields. Just as we did for listing 1. Choose your button label. If you want something different, go and find the individual listing website, copy that URL to paste in, or choose a landing page. Again, check that you want your logo on the left or right and include your ownership statement if those two are required by your local rules and policies. And again, repeat for your next listing and next and next. So let's go ahead and select all this information here so you can fully see what it'll look like in the carousel. In the preview. Let's do one more. I know that's not going to be the right address, but one more URL for this campaign. And then once that loads, once all your fields are filled in, you'll see this section now has a green check mark. So you can save to collapse. Next section, so back to sections that all goals will have, is Facebook settings. You'll want to click configure to drop that down. Here is where you'll select the account. So if you only have one account connected, you will only see one here. Then you will choose your page. Now, if you are receiving an error message here that says something to the effect of, oops, it looks like you don't have any pages connected at this time, you'll want to disconnect and reconnect your Facebook account to command using those steps overviewed at the beginning. You may also see more than one page here, depending on how many pages you have created by your account. So just choose whatever page you would like to create this ad for. Then you'll choose button label, make sure that's good to go. Enter website URL again, or of course, choose landing page. Make sure that website URL fully syncs and connects and verifies. Now, this section is new. So this has not been taught before, just as this goal has not been taught before, but you'll see this section on all goals. Now you'll see the audience section has 3 tabs: auto, custom, and saved. Facebook will automatically choose the best audience for your ad. If you leave the default of auto audience, which is recommended, you would just choose the location, which does default to the country, city, and state that the listings are in. So it's pulling from that KWLS 2.0 option that we chose in the beginning, with a default of 20 miles radius. So 20 miles out from this city, state is where this ad will be published. Minimum is 15, so you can't go below that, but you can use these plus and minus buttons here to increase or decrease, or you can manually type it in. Now you can just leave it at this detailed, just country, city, state, 24-mile radius. You'll also see this new section off to the right for audience definition. This is approximating how many people you will reach based on your selections here on the left. So red being super duper specific, you may not reach that many people. Yellow being more broad, will choose or will be shown to a wide variety of people. And green being the good section to have that needle fall between. So potential reach is, for these set of credentials, 948,100 people. Feel free to also flip over to custom audience if you would like to target your database, which we won't go over today because this is a lead generation class. But if you have any questions on that, feel free to let us know. And here's more information about database targeting. You can choose the custom audience, which is checked by default because it's under the custom audience tab. You'll see country, city, state, radius, just as you did in the auto tab. But you'll also see what the section looked like before it was updated, where you can add in interests to funnel down, to narrow down the type of people that your ad will be seen by. So for example, if you wanted to add interests like their interest is real estate, they're interested in homes.com, realtor.com, Zillow.com, real estate investing, even real estate license if you're looking to grow your team. Tons and tons of different options here. Types of properties, luxury, commercial, land, lot, vacant, ranch, farm, tons and tons of different interests you can choose from by searching, checking them off, searching again, and repeating. So this is gathering all of the different types of people that you want to add, that you want to see your ad. Now, even I believe Trulia still has one. Yep, of course, I wouldn't choose the Premier Agent or the Realtor.com Pro, as that's going to be more along the agent's side of things. So consumers wouldn't necessarily have that as an interest on their Facebook profile, but they may have the regular. Now you'll see the count of how many you selected at the very bottom left of that embedded pop-up. Before choosing an interest, you can hover over it to see the estimate audience size. Now that number there is globally though. So not necessarily how many people you will reach, as that is a global audience size. So continue choosing however many interests you would like. And once you're done with that, you'll click save. So you'll see all of your properties show up in little blue bubbles. You can add more by clicking add interests. You can remove any by clicking the X. You can also then save this audience if you want to use this frequently. And that would show up under the saved audience tab. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and save that. And save. And from custom audience, you can also narrow this audience even further. So auto audience, you just have country, city, state, radius. Custom, you can build upon that and narrow down the people in this country, city, state, radius to include people who match these interests. To narrow this audience, this would greatly impact how many people will see your ad. So we don't necessarily suggest narrowing your audience any further than just selecting the interests here. Because selecting the interests narrows your audience in a good way, but narrowing audience may be too narrow. This will bring up the same little embedded pop-up that you saw previously, where you can narrow down, let's say, budget. So what this will say is show this paid ad to people who have real estate investing or commercial property or real estate development, etc., in their bio, and must also match budget. So they have to have both in their profile, and the chances of that happening are greatly reduced. You know, potentially only 49,000. To add more interest to narrow down by, click that add interest text. You can also remove by clicking the little X here, or remove the entire section by clicking the X in the center. And you'll see once that loads, our needle goes back into the green. So we're good to go. Once you have this section good to go, you can click save. And then configure the next section, lead settings. This is where you'll select what you want to happen to leads that come from this campaign. So any leads that click those buttons, fill in their information to learn more, and get sent to command can be auto tagged. You can either select from tags that you already have created or plug in a new tag and create straight from here. You can choose the color and click add. You can also select more than one tag. You can remove tags by clicking the little X, or remove all tags by clicking the X off to the right. You can also automatically assign to smart plans. So this is in addition to the functionality in a smart plan where if you tag a contact, it will be automatically assigned to a smart plan using the trigger event at the beginning of the smart plan. This is in addition to that functionality. So if you do have them automatically tag, you can also have them automatically added to a smart plan. Now, unlike the tags, you are not able to create a smart plan from here. You would have to go to the Smart Plans applet to do that separately. But once you have that smart plan created, it will show up in this list. Again, you can click that remove, you can click the X or the X over to the right if you want to remove that functionality. Then you'll click save. Now that section is optional, so even if you don't have a green check mark, you can still move forward. Next section, I'm going to click the drop down arrow to drop that section down. Now, Keller Williams recommends a 10-day campaign with a budget of $1 per channel per day. Now, ads may take up to 24 hours to be reviewed by Facebook before becoming active. I have noticed that this last week, ads have been taking upwards of 72 hours to approve and become active. So be sure you give yourself plenty of time before this ad needs to be published in order to create and be reviewed by Facebook. So in this example of advertising multiple listings, let's say I'm doing a whole open house tour for listings in a specific neighborhood. That'll start this Friday evening. I will want to create this ad, today as we're doing, so that it has plenty of time to be reviewed before that ad goes live. So to edit the dates here, because it does just throw in some dates for you automatically, you would click the little calendar icon and then click anywhere to collapse that again. So let's say I just wanted it to go through Sunday. You'll see that the duration auto calculates for you. Now you may also see some more fields if you chose more than one channel or social media account from the very beginning to post this paid ad to. So don't forget to fill those in too. Next field is total campaign budget. Now this will default to 30, but you can use the minus and plus buttons to increase or decrease that amount. You can also type in manually. Now you will see once you go under $1 per day, that green check mark disappears. Not only is a 10-day campaign with a budget of $1 per channel per day recommended, the $1 per channel per day is also required. So once you have at least that daily per channel be $1, you'll have the green check mark. Yes, decreasing the budget amount decreases the audience reached. So what you're paying for is essentially the eyes on the ad, like how far it will reach, how many people will be able to see it, etc. So once you have this section all fixed up, you'll click the save to collapse that again. That is not $1 per day per click. It's just a reach, you know, how many people it's being published to their news feeds. So you're not paying per click as much as you're paying per news feeds that it's shown on. So once you have all green check marks, you can either save draft or publish campaign. You can also view the preview for not only the web carousel, but also the mobile carousel. And you'll be able to click and drag through to see how that looks for each particular listing and what the headline and description looks like. Then if you choose Save Draft, you'll be prompted, are you sure? You'll want to click yes. Otherwise, you can click that Publish. We do recommend saving as a draft and reviewing it once more with fresh eyes to make sure that all of the grammar, punctuation, spelling, all the fields are filled in. And once you click either of those buttons, you'll be taken back to the paid ads dashboard. Here is where you'll see the campaign name, preview, status, duration, CPM, CPC, CPLC, spend, goal, and 3 dots on the right, depending on what your status is where you can edit, duplicate, archive, pause or stop an active campaign, etc. Now, for more details on what these acronyms mean and any piece of verbiage on this page that you are unsure about, click this little eye icon on the far right center to open the little dictionary. So here, CPM stands for cost per milli or cost per 1,000 impressions. This takes the total amount spent on your advertising campaign, divide it by the number of impressions you receive, and multiply by 1,000. CPC stands for cost per click or cost per link click. This is the total amount spent divided by the number of link clicks. And CPLC is cost per lead captured. So this is the total amount spent divided by the number of leads captured. So just a bit of metrics analyzation that you can do to know your numbers, see how your ads are functioning, all from this paid ads dashboard. Yes, each of the Facebook 101 classes are a different topic. I'm not sure what the set dollar amount would be if you wanted to hit each news feed 2 times a day. It would certainly be higher if that is at all possible. Or just simply running the ad, for our example, running this one from 419 to 424, and then duplicating and running the next one from 424 to 430. Yeah. I guess there's not a 31st day in April. So leads that come from these paid ads. So the consumer will see this paid ad in their Facebook newsfeed, like as they're just scrolling along viewing Facebook. Then if they want to learn more, they would click that Learn More button and be directed to whatever you had selected, whether that was your website or a landing page. If it was your website and they're coming from Facebook and they have their details already added in, they'll see their name, their first name, last name, email address, and phone number collected from what's on their profile. And that information will be syndicated automatically to your command. Yes, the number in that last section is the total budget for the Facebook ad. A few final notes are whenever you launch a paid ad, that budget that you have selected, in our example, we chose the $5 total. That budget is only for that ad. So just the ad that you selected it for. Once an ad is live or active, once you see that active in status, it cannot be edited. The workaround to edit is to pause the campaign, then duplicate and customize. If you do end up pausing a campaign, you will receive a refund in form of credits once the campaign has run its course. For example, if we were to pause, if this campaign were to go active tomorrow, like it says here, and then pause it on the 20th, I would not be refunded until after it's run its course on the 24th. So even though I paused it on the 20th, I would not receive that credit until the 25th. Now, sometimes you may see a failed error status. If so, just hover over that button there, that bubble of the status, to see the error that it's throwing. Command is supposed to automatically add real estate as a category, but sometimes it just misses it and causes the ad to fail. So you can always try and duplicate and rerun an ad if it is failed, just to make sure that if you're not violating any of the policies, that just may need to be pushed through to publish again. At this time, there is not a way to extend an ad since you cannot edit once an ad is active, but you can duplicate and run the exact same ad for concurrent days. So if you wanted to run 2 ads, for one for 419 to 424 and the other to 424 to 430, you can do that as well. But that is it for today's class. So if you have any questions about Facebook ads and publishing them or anything else, feel free to reach out and we will be happy to help. As always, thank you for watching and hope you have a wonderful day.